Guys and dolls, so I need to apologise because there's going to be no live tonight. I'm with good friends, and obviously it's been a lot of organisation, a lot of talking, a lot of meetings, and to be able to do what I'm doing, it's not easy. It really isn't easy. So you know I don't drink. So I've had a couple of beers with my friends. As you can see in the background there, these are like family. These are family. These are people I grew up with. You know what I mean? And when you're in Northern Ireland, you keep people close to you who you trust. You've got to. You know what I mean? And no mic in, so I don't know how it's sounding. But it's been a good day. I hope you appreciate what I've done and what it means to me and how much risk I'm taking. Not everybody's happy. You got to understand that. Not everybody's happy with what I'm doing, but it's freedom, Dad. Okay, I'm a good man. Everybody knows I'm a good man. All these guys around here have been around me for a long time. They grew up with me. Guys in Belfast, South Belfast, East Belfast, Shankill, all the boys. I grew up with them. So they know me. You know what I mean? I got 18 year. Fuck's sake, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I do my time. You know what I mean? I do my time. I've got no problem doing my time. You know what I mean? I've institutionalised at a young age, and I'm a proud man, very proud man, and I carry that through life always. And I've been a proud Ulster man, and I've been a proud Ulster loyalist. To be honest with you, like that's the truth. You know what I mean? And the Republicans will understand that because we're the same kind of characters. You know, you know. There's a lot of people in this country that's infiltrated. There's a lot of men who are getting backhanders. There's no two ways about it. I'll never take a backhander. I'm here for my daughter. I want my daughter to be able to come here whenever everybody realizes what's happening in Scotland and England. It's I don't know what to say to them. You know what I mean? It's coming. You don't know what's coming. You're about to lose everything that you ever knew. Your culture, your traditions. It's all going to go within 40, 50 years, and we can see that over here. And like I say to everybody, if you're going to shoot me, give me 10 minutes of your time before you shoot me, and I stand by that. And that's why I'm still alive. That's why I'm able to do what I can do, because I'm able to explain to people what's happening. And I don't. It's not misinformation. It's not being far right. It's not being racist. It's not being bigoted. It's just telling the truth of what I see as a logical guy. With all the jail I've done and solitary confinement, as you know what I mean? Because I'm a proud man. I don't stand down. Never stand back or stand down. So because of that, I do spend a lot of time in punishment and solitary confinement in my prisons, and I'm proud to do it. When I'm in solitary confinement on my own with just my thoughts, I'm proud of who I am because I'm representing my country. I'm representing Northern Ireland. I'm representing Belfast. I'm representing Bangor, because these are the places where I've been brought up by the men who made me who I am. You got to understand that I've been on my own. I've no family. My mother died when I was 8, and so many things could have went wrong for me. And I know a lot of people, like that reporter. She was like, "Oh, you were groomed by the paramilitaries." I'll tell you my story one day, and you'll see that I wasn't groomed by the paramilitaries. In fact, I was actually protected by the paramilitaries, because when you're 15, 14, 16, your mind is wild. I had a wild mind, and the men around me stopped me doing things that would send me to hell. And I stand today in Northern Ireland as a man, as a Christian, who will go to heaven. And I'm just a guy who loves life. I'm just a guy who wants to see what I had as a young boy growing up in this country. I want that to see for my daughter, because my daughter will come here. She will come here and live as an Ulster girl, and she will become part of our community along with Katie one day, because it's only a matter of time before people actually realise what's going on, the two-tier and all the rest of it. And there's no two-tier over here. We, the loyalists, we, the Republicans, we, the Protestants, we, the Catholics, we're not going to have two-tier. You honestly believe or think for 1 minute? So yeah, I'm here, back in Northern Ireland, in my country where I love so much, because it means so much to me. It means more to me than England. It means more to me than Scotland, and it means more to me than Wales. And I'm only being honest, and I know you respect that. I know you really respect that. And at the end of the day, guys, this is all that matters to me. You know, this is the most important thing to me in my whole life. So yeah, I'm not going live. I've had a couple of drinks. You know what I mean? I'm probably going to have a couple of more drinks. You know, I'm with family. I'm with people I've grew up with. I'm with the only people I can truly trust in this country right now because I don't know who's who, what's what. Things have changed. But it was refreshing to see the men come out today and the support that these men had for our traditions and our culture. And please don't hate me because I've got traditions and culture. You know, I'm a Protestant, just like you Catholics. We're Christians, okay? I'll respect your stuff if you respect my stuff. Let's come together. You know, there's guys out there I want to speak to. Now, you know, I want to speak to you, mate. You know, we need to talk. You know, we've went too far not talking, and it's causing problems. And I promise you, now the only way, you know, I'm not going to say her second name because you know, my followers will send messages saying Freedom Dad's mentioned you on his video, and at the end of the day, like we need to talk, we need to I need to find out what's going on in Southern Ireland, and we need direction from each other. We need to understand. Let me tell you a story. I'll tell you a wee quick story. I know I've mentioned it, but many years ago, before we went through the walls in the Crum, you know, when it was Loyalist Republican, Loyalist Republican, Loyalist Republican. If you were a Loyalist, you had a Republican East Side. If you were a Republican, you had a Loyalist East Side. But before that, it used to be one side of the London was Protestant, Loyalist, Power Multis, UVF, UDA, Red on the Ulster, PAF, and the other side was the IRA, you know, our enemies. So the London, one side of the London was Protestant, one side of the London was Catholic. So before we dug through the walls, other loyalist prisoners had dug through the walls before that. And I didn't know that. Maybe I did know it, I've just forgot. But what I want you to know, our loyalist prisoners dug through the walls in their own side of the London and got out onto the wing. They took the prison officers hostage and they took the keys of the prison officers. And they opened up each IRA man's cell. Now, this is an appeal to any Catholic. If you know IRA men that were in the jail before, like in between 70 and 80, you know, 75, 85, they'll tell you this. They will tell you this, but they don't speak about it. So the loyalist prisoners had the keys and they opened every IRA man's cell up one by one. They took them IRA men and they never harmed them. They never laid a finger on them. They took them to a part of the prison that was safe and they emptied the wing of IRA men and put them all in one place, and then they carried on to destroy the jail. So all I'm going to say to you guys out there that are bickering, you are bitter, you hate us prods, or prods, you hate us, they hate Catholics. You got to understand this. The men that came before you, the men that fought the battles before you, the men that were involved in the conflict and before the peacetime that you're enjoying, had respect for each other. So if we were able to have respect for each other back then, we should be able to have respect for each other right now. Now I understand there was a bomb planted in Seawing in the Crumlin Road and everything changed. I understand that. I know that. Okay? But it's all down to the leadership. Who was in charge at that time? Who were the men who were doing this? Who were controlling the men? I believe in my heart, because Protestants, Republicans, IRA men and loyalist prisoners were speaking to each other. When I was a young man at 16, there was IRA men coming out on the R wing with 100 loyalists and meeting with our top men safely, without any fear of anything happening to them. And our men would go into their wing exactly, their exercise yard exactly the same. So I believe that at that time the government weren't happy that we were communicating. And whoever planted them bombs, whoever ordered the bombs to go on in Seawing that killed 3 of our men, I believe they were compromised. So I want all loyalists to think about that for a wee minute. Some things that you see in life aren't what you believe, what you truly believe. So we've got to understand that we will be compromised. Our leadership will be compromised by people from the deep state who do not want us to come together. Their biggest fear is that we come together because we will be so powerful. We will never allow what's happening in England to happen in our country. I'm going to go because I have had a few beer, and I'm going to have a few more beer because I deserve it. listen, guys, I love you all so much. I love the support you are giving me. All you new subscribers, you know, thank you so much for coming on my platform. All you Irish guys and Catholic guys, thank you so much. You know, the welcome I got in Dublin was unbelievable. So I just want to say a personal thank you for the minority of Republicans and Catholics who can see the bigger picture like we can. And let's believe that this is the beginning of something that's never going to destroy our communities, never going to destroy what we believe in individually as Catholics, Protestants, Republicans, Loyalists. We will carry on doing our parades and celebrating our dead, but we will always communicate to make sure our kids are safe and we don't lose what we've been enjoying and what we are entitled to for the last 50, 60 years. And that is carrying on with our celebrations, our memorials of our lost and our parades, So God bless every single man, woman, Catholic or Protestant. We're all Christians and feeling that. God bless, guys.